On this episode of the online Ocean Symposium, World Oceans Day, the Americas.
Happy World Ocean Day to you and all the guests and all the people out there. I'm here in Costa Rica, just wrapped up week one of a 2-week expedition, and happy to say that things went really well, and I was diving down in the ocean yesterday.
Yeah, well, it's a lot like the Cove, where we have a unique team of activists that come together, all of them with special skills, kind of like an Ocean's 11 team or Avengers. You know, in this film we have, the real life Iron Man, Elon Musk, who's getting us a Tesla S car that we're going to use as a getaway car. We don't want to tell you quite what we're using it for, but it's going to be another eco thriller. And what we need to do is get people to get off of fossil fuels. And what better way to do it than to take the hottest car in the world and use it as sort of a centerpiece, like a James Bond vehicle for our film.
I actually am launching the Virgin Islands Coral Reef Preservation Initiative as the outcome of my master's thesis. And what I want to do is keep all the local businesses that bring people out to coral reefs together and keep a network going through that initiative, because they're so important to our community and they share the reefs with millions of tourists every day and locals. So we are also hosting a film festival today in honor of World Oceans Day here on St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands.
Thanks to several of our colleagues from around the world, we're able to provide a lot of first-rate content for this film festival. People like Joe Romero and Bill Fisher from 333 Productions. Jonathan Bird from the PBS series Jonathan Bird's Blue World has provided a brand new film that has not been seen yet anywhere else, called Secrets of the Reef. We're delighted to have that. Our dear old friend, and I believe a mutual friend of Sylvia's, Leandro Blanco from Madrid, Spain, has allowed us to use The Beast Is Dead.
Yay!
Yay!
Well, the Ocean Portal itself is a website. The idea is to present information and images and both inform and inspire people around the world. And it's not just ocean science, it's also arts, film, books, and then in the science realm, everything from basic understanding of biodiversity and sea level rise and hurricanes and ocean acidification to what people can do to help save the ocean. It's not just Smithsonian material. The whole idea is to bring the best material from anywhere. In fact, if any of you who are watching have some ideas about things we should feature on the Ocean Portal, track me down on Google, and we'll try to put it up. But I started a project called Beyond the Obituaries, where I really try to focus on some of the good things that are happening. In fact, Octavio's Cabo Pulmo story was one of the first things we identified as something we wanted to feature.
Yeah, actually that picture can be done in several years ago, not necessarily because we didn't have the technology, is because that place in particular was overfished around 20 years ago. And this place is a small town in the Baja California Peninsula. It's called Cabo Pulmo. And it's a town of fishermen that had a lot of tradition linked with fisheries in the ocean. First, they exploited pearl oysters. At the end, they overfished the reefs or their reefs in front of their town. So 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, they decided to close the area. They decided to leave their nets. And since then, nobody has been extracting anything from that place. And that is the reason why now we can take these kind of images in a place like that.
About 15 miles from where I was working last week, last Thursday night, a young conservation worker with a history of being on the leading edge and really challenging the powerful poachers near his city on Moine Beach was found murdered. It's a tragic event that's had shockwaves across not only the sea turtle conservation community, but throughout the entire country. We've started quite a few actions in response to this. We have on our website, seaturtles.org, a petition to the President of Costa Rica demanding swift justice. We've partnered with over 10 different environmental nonprofits from around the world to provide a fund to give $10,000 for the reward or any information leading to the capture and conviction of the killers of Pyro. That fund is growing by the day, as well as our partners, and we also have a fund that's primarily through individual online donations at our website, seaturtles.org, to support his family, which are in a time of need right now.
For me, there's just one big blue hope spot. It's called the ocean, of course. But there's special areas within the ocean that really shine, in the sense that if we can and will take measures to change the way we're behaving, there's hope that they will be better than they presently are. Certainly true in the Gulf of California, and Cabo Pomo is a shining example of what can be done to turn things around.
We really believe that film can be a key tool in helping people protect the ocean. And that's not just our films, but the media of other people. So the contest is really engaging youth to tell us what they think the ocean means to them, why they think it's important, and using film as the way to do that. So we challenge them to make minute-long videos about what the ocean means to them, and we've gotten some amazing entries, everything from, I think last year's winner was a rap song, to this year's winner, which will be announced today. They're fantastic, and you just really see the creativities of these kids, and it gives us personally a lot of hope and reinforces what we're doing as well on the IMAX level.
The Cove was actually the first documentary in history to sweep all the movie guilds. It won about, I don't know, over 70 major awards around the world, from Sundance to the Academy Award. And the film has really gone on to by some estimates, we're saving about 10,000 cetaceans a year, because we reduced the demand for dolphin and porpoise meat by about 65% since it came out. Wow. So I mean that's the real measure of success for me. It's not the awards. It's the action that it created.
As we're in a community surrounded by water, there is a surprising lack of understanding about the water and the oceans and the seas and what they provide and what is at stake here. That of course is the cornerstone of our reasons behind sponsoring this film festival tonight and everything else that we do. I might point out that I'm one of Sylvia's producers for Ocean in Google Earth, or should I say Google Ocean, and also yay, and also for Mission Blue on occasion, and I'm very proud to do that. One of the things that we're going to screen tonight is a very recent addition to Google Ocean about the psychedelic life of corals, and it's about coral fluorescence.
Mission Blue really got underway as a consequence of receiving the 2009 TED Prize, and that gave me an opportunity to make a wish big enough to change the world. It launched during the same week that the Ocean in Google Earth launched. It was quite a week, February 2009. So not only can the world look at Google Earth and with new eyes and actually dive into the ocean, there are literally dozens of individual entities out there, all thinking blue one way or the other. And Mission Blue wants to be common ground, to empower them, to celebrate them, to work with them, to cause people to be not just aware, but to care and take action.
You have to get people emotional. That's the only way to really move the needle with people. You can give them all the information you want. That's helpful, but to get them to change, you have to pull their heartstrings.
The idea here is to tell people that you actually can make a difference, and that it's not all hopeless. And there's a great African motto that says, if you think you're too small to make a difference, you haven't spent the night with a mosquito.
The eco tour we did to the sea turtle beaches, seeing the leatherbacks nesting and holding the hatchlings before releasing them, it changed the lives of a dozen people that I was with. And we hope that World Ocean Day can change the lives of everybody that takes a moment to think about what we're trying to do and to take action.
We can make things better. We'll never go back to the way it was, but we can make it better than it is in 2013 by taking action.